Good afternoon, and this is Mentioum, and this is UemeU Developer's Diary number 2. This one's going to be a lot shorter. The last one was very much a, overall view of UemeU, and therefore it ran on a bit. This will be a little bit shorter, just going to talk about the things we've been working on the last 2 days. Quite a few big additions, quite a few big things coming up as well. So if you haven't been on the Facebook page, keeping up on the recent tweetings, you'll know that well, you won't know that there are a load of new shapes coming, which is really, really exciting. A new person just joined the team called Arcadius. It's not the easiest name, we call him AK. And he's recently working on creating some new shapes for us, which is going to be pretty cool. But that's not what I'm here to show you today. What I'm here to show you today is, in the last Developer's Diary, you might have noticed that we created a... Let's see if I can create what we created last time really quickly. Flatten it out. Okay, so let's get a gizmo up, and let's stop it being like that. That's being done by something. There we go. There we are, that's better. Da, da, da. So we created that kind of flying saucer shape, which is what I'm doing. For those of you who haven't seen this before, this is the gizmo. Some people prefer working visually like Rachel. I prefer using the keys to do things, so I've got it on rotate right now. Now I've got it on rotate. So some people prefer just doing it with the keyboard, WAS and D, all the arrow keys. I personally prefer it that way, but Rachel, for example, uses this all the time, and it allows you to, behave in a more visual way. And sometimes it's good. I do use it on occasion, but I'm not tending to be that much. Today you can see me using the realign tool and the rotation tools pretty easily there. So actually, I'll build with the gizmo today. So let's make that kind of sphere shape that we had before. Do you remember we made that kind of disc, and then we put all the textures on it, and then we made it all like that, and then I went, oh, but we can't copy it. Sorry, and that was kind of disappointing. Didn't like that much at all. So let me just see. We can do it with a slightly different texture this time, maybe. So let's do it with metal plate. Maybe you could do it with pathway. It's kind of like road. We could do maybe something with like. That's kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, this was the one we used last time. Remember? Let's see what happens if we use. That's rock. It's not bad. That bit of wood. That kind of looks like a one of those like dried bits of bread. That's pretty cool. Let's do something with this. That actually looks really cool. You can make some sort of like toadstool-y thing. It's actually a tile texture for roofing, like Japanese kind of roofing. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, so what happened is when we changed all of this kind of stuff, it didn't keep it. But when we copied things, but now, whoa, there we go. Kind of looks like the top of a wicker basket now, doesn't it? But now, if I copy this, with I could use the 4 key, which is what I normally use, but I'm going to use this just so you can see. So copy, and like you can see, I've got the other one inside of it, which I can just move across here now. Realign it, and there we go. Now we've got 2. So it's like 2 giant eyes, 2 giant wicker baskets. Actually, I think I might try and make a wicker basket. That might be quite fun. Let's try doing that in this video very quickly. But essentially, what I've been working on last night was I built a. When you're transmitting data over the network, this is a little bit more technical. So if you're not interested in that, you can just watch me try and build at the same time as talking about this, which is probably going to fail pretty badly. Essentially, when you put stuff over the network, one of the biggest concerns is that you want to keep your data usage low. And one of the ways you do that is when you send data over the network, you want to make sure that you don't send the data as it originally was. You just send the data that you need to make sure that other people can work out, what needs to be, what other clients on the network know what they need to do with it. To do that, you do something called you serialize data. And serializing data essentially means that you will take that data, you will turn it into something simple like numbers or binary code or something like that, send it over the network, and then on the other side you convert it back with the same code that you used to create it in the first place. And what I've been doing with UemeU is I've been doing exactly that. I built a serializer for the data types which we store in the object. So now whenever we clone an object, it serializes all the information, sends it over the network, and then passes it on. Let's go with, it's way too much there. That's okay there, isn't it? I wonder if there's a different material which will look nicer for like the handle. Let's be honest, that's probably not going to look good, that one. Nope. That's kind of nice. Yeah, let's go with, well, what is that? Oh, no, that's metal. I guess it looks fine if it's small. Yeah, let's go with this kind of texture here. See what happens if we kind of play with these bits a bit. That's kind of, it's metalless normally. It's like metal grills, as you can see. If I make it like, if I make it that big, you can see it's metal. But what I actually want to do with it is make it look kind of like a bit of leather. Yeah. So there we go. We can do that. It's got that bit of leather there. So now what I want to do, I need to make the bottom part of the basket, right? So let's see if we can do this with the hollow cylinder. Let's have a look here. Hollow cylinder. Let's mark that one out. So you can see that's the wrong texture immediately. So let's go back and find our make do wicker shape. Yep, there we go. Roofing. Okay, so I'm just going to, I'll do it with the gizmo just because it's easy enough to do it that way since it's there. If you hold the Alt key, it keeps it uniform. So right now I'm not holding the Alt key, now I am holding the Alt key. Do you see the difference? And that can be pretty useful. I'm going to undo that because I lost the scale key because I took my hand off the Alt key. So there we go, we'll just go like that. And yeah, you can see the, so I'm just using the keyboard again here to align it initially. So go over the top. Something quite useful to do is to select two cubes. So you can see here that the cubes are actually slightly different sizes. But by having them, I can go like this. So if I center this cube in the other one, it will allow me to. So you can see when you can tell when you're directly above something. So if I go here, I can see I'm approximately directly above this object. If I realign that, and then not quite above it. I'm slightly off center, so I'm just trying to get it right. There we go. That's good enough. Now let me just move that across a bit. That needs to go down a bit. About there. And now I can make this a bit bigger. So there we go. See, right in the middle. That's how you do it. Now you see I can go down here, and I can see that I'm actually miles off off the height bit, which is to be expected, to be fair. So let's go down here, and we will raise this up a bit. See, it's still way too wide. So let's hold the Alt key, so it'll deform uniformly. Lift it up. So since it's centered, it'll always deform the right direction for us. So there we go. I just need to make it a bit taller again. Oopsie, I didn't mean to create that. Let's get rid of you. Keep things selected. Turn the gizmo back on again. You can turn the gizmo on and off by pressing G, by the way. It's pretty useful, actually. I possibly underestimate its usage. Okay, so there we go. Now I need to make it look so the rest of the basket looks like the rest of it. Got a little chimney on it there, that's a bit weird. And then, let's see, materials, we need to increase its, oopsie, wrong one there, don't want to change that one, change this one. So let's do that, there we are. So, let's see, I don't want to make it quite as small as the lid, I want the lid to be a bit more detailed, so there we go, that looks alright. Looks okay, I guess, looks alright. A little bit of a basket. There we go. So then I will, let's see, what else can I do here? Could add like a, there goes the phone. Kind of want to make some more sort of something leathery about it. So maybe if we get like a ring, kind of, and we'll place the ring right in the middle. So this is another good trick, is to start off with your thing in the right place. So when it's small, if you center it nicely, did that actually spawn in? Did it spawn in? I don't think it did. There we go, yeah. So now that that's already centered, when I select it and I switch to scale mode, and turn the gizmo on, and hold Alt, it'll scale from that center point, and it'll mean that when I get to the outside layer size, it will be about right. You can see I actually did create the one before, I just couldn't see it. Okay. Okay, so this I'm actually going to need to use the deformer on a little bit, because it's too thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to thin it up a bit. There we go. So take the inflation down a bit, get this kind of nice ring, and we'll lower it down a bit. See, it looks like it's not, yep, there we go, it wasn't quite flat. So let's move you, oopsie, undo again. Let's move you into the right place now. So, there we are. So at the moment it's got this brick texture on. I don't want that. I want to put in some sort of like maybe wood. Yeah, we could have like some sort of wood reinforcement, right? Texture doesn't look very good right now, but in a minute we can fix that. Okay, there we go. So let's just stretch these out to make it so it's correct. Don't want to rotate. Want to stretch. Come on. Yeah, got ya. Let's put that there. The original shape I don't think was quite circular. Wow, there's lightning outside. That's what that flash was. If there's light, if there's thunders and stuff, yep. Can you hear the thunder? Pretty awesome. Okay, so let's lower that down. Okay, that'll do. And then what I can do is I can get that to have a offset. That just, you see that just moves it around. Whee! It's like the. Let's do that. Let's make that a bit more tiled. Not quite as much as that. But that's there we are. Look at that. So you've got this kind of like you know how you get those things with the woven bark. So hopefully that'll look. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I don't dislike that at all. That looks fine. You can see what else we can get about there. So what I can do now is I can just clone it, press 4, so I just pressed 4 then. And you see there's that little flicker as when it clones it and then makes it all the correct shapes again. So now that I've got that I can hold Alt and I will make it smaller, raise it up a bit, get rid of that annoying click there. And then I will clone that again, and I will turn the gizmo on again, hold Alt, scale it down again, put it around that ring, just there. You can see now that it's becoming a little bit off scale, so let's fix that a bit. You know, these baskets are never perfectly symmetrical after all, so you know, I'm just being accurate. So here we go, we've got those things in place. I think that one's actually, this one's actually embedded a bit too much, so I'm going to lift that up out a bit. I'm going to lower this one down a bit. There we go. And this one as well, perhaps. Deselect this, I know that I've got the right one. There we are. So those are all in place now. You can see they've kind of got this, the top of the basket done nicely. Now this one's actually about the right size, so I'm just going to clone that, move it down a bit. Haha, please tell me I got this bang on. Nah, not quite. Didn't think I was quite that lucky. Okay, let's just squeeze that out a bit there. There we are, that'll do. I'm not doing this, I'm not aiming to be perfect with this, I just want to, you know, try and get this done so you guys can see how, now that we can clone the content, how it makes it a lot easier and quicker to build. So you know I've got that one now, so I'll move that up a bit actually, so it's in line with this kind of, I want it to be just above each one of these areas. So now if I duplicate that, so that's 4, I can put another one there. And because the distance to the next ones will be the same, I can select both of them, like that, hold Control and press 4, and I've got both of them now, and then press Control, and I can move them both down at the same time. And there we go, see we've got this kind of, just like that. And there we go, we've kind of, we now have our basket. It's pretty cool. I'm happy with it. It's pretty solid. I just moved that thing there wrongly, but you know, you guys can ignore that for me. And there we go. Now we've got a basket. I think that needs rotating. Pretty cool. voila, something made in UemeU completely from scratch. And of course, once the saving system's done, you could select all of these bits. Just like, you know, select all the bits you want and all that kind of thing. In fact, I normally leave things selected while I'm building them. And then, hey presto, you can just pop into your inventory and save it. And you can have it forever, and then you could build a house one day and you could place your baskets in the house, or whatever. Or, I guess it's kind of a laundry basket, so you'd probably only have it in, I don't know, your bedroom or your dressing room or something like that. See, it's not perfect by any means. It's certainly not. So. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been UemeU Developer's Diary number 2. I hope you can see the advantages of being able to copy texture properties and also deformer properties. That's how we made these I think we're calling that a tube these days, thinner. And it's all very exciting. Let me see what happens if I just kind of, wonder if I can get away with just being silly with this bit. Right here. Let's go deform it. Nice circle. Okay. So there we go. That's kind of an interesting shape, but yeah, I'm just gonna select all of these things now, and see what happens if I make them all physical at the same time. It might explode. Let's see what happens. Oh, only that. Oh yeah, whoops! I didn't hold control. That was dumb. The rings fell off. They all fell through the floor, unfortunately. So we're just left with this kind of floaty, spacey thing. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been UemeU, Developer's Diary number 2, as I've already said. And let me know what you think. Give us feedback. Get your ideas in. If there was something that you think should have been in there, or I was doing a weird way, or why are you taking so long doing this? Could we have some sort of extra tool? Please let me know, and we'll get right on making it happen, I guess. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.